Hey, greetings from Texas. So, over the past year or so on the internet, on YouTube, I've seen companies selling their own MREs. And after watching a few, seeing some reviews, um, I'm not going to mention any companies, but it seems to me that they are just assembling MREs from components, repackaging components, and inserting things that you can buy yourself cheaper. So this is going to be part one of a multi-part video about making your own meals. Now these can be either for camping, for emergency situations, SHTF, whatever you want to do. And out here on the table, I have some options. I'll run you through some of these things that you can buy at a Dollar General, grocery store, Amazon, yourself. You got to figure that people that are putting these components together, and what I see are items that you can get at a dollar store, and you can even get better components shopping on your own, or a lot depends on what your budget is. So we're going to talk about some of these options that you can use, and some of the packaging things that I use. So let's go ahead and delve into this. Okay, so some of the meals, I've been making my own backpack meals for years. I just kind of started off with ramen, and I would take the ramen out and I would add other components, such as dried mushrooms. You just have to factor in extra water for rehydration, shiitake mushrooms, and freeze-dried vegetables. And then I could portion these out to coincide with my meals. So I've done that for decades. And top ramen is very inexpensive. I do have a video on a ramen bomb, because I had never tried one until I made that video. So anyway, some of these meals, you can make them MREs, meals ready to eat, that don't require really any preparation if you're on the move, such as items like this. These are beans. You have a weight consideration if you're backpacking, but I'm not going to delve into the backpacking issue of it. But I like to take things camping. I try to use fresh ingredients, but I always have a couple of backup meals, just in case if I'm in a remote area, I can't get to a grocery store, or I just don't have time to do it. So I'll show you some of the meals, and the meals that I'm going to create with these components that we have here are going to be easy to prepare, which really aren't going to involve a lot other than boiling water. So let's start off with some options. Number one, I buy MRE components, such as these crackers, and you can get them really cheap. I got these from the Epicenter.com, and they sell components, and you can get them really cheap. MREs aren't cheap. So this is one way you can kind of get around it, by buying stuff like this. Now, bread is one hard thing to take, especially if you're going backpacking. I used to take sourdough rolls, and I'd stick them down in my pack with some Bonnie Bell cheese, and those would last up to a week without refrigeration or anything special. But sometimes it's just good to have some type of bread component to go with, if you have pâtés, meat spreads. I like smoked oysters. They make a nice little snack when I don't want to make a big meal. They go good with cheese, apples, those kind of fresh ingredients that you could take with you. And then you can also get these types of MRE components, the little cheese spreads. We have jam, those kind of things that go well together. Also, kind of save up little condiments. You know, you can make your own accessory packs. We have, you know, soy sauce. We have hot sauces. These are from Taco Bell. Honey. These are little sriracha. These I got from Starbucks. Chopsticks. These are great for bushcrafters. Easy to wash. They're thinner than a fork. In a pinch, you can use them to create tinder to start fires. And they're biodegradable. More hot sauces. Anyway, those kind of things are available out to you. Now, when you're buying this stuff from these companies that put these MREs and things together, they're a middleman, so they got to make a profit. So why pay them when you can make your own meals? For candy, I got this at the Dollar General. This has 3 packets of fruit chews in it. I'll break one open. Now this could go into, each one of these could go into a MRE meal. Another product I used when I was doing long distance motorcycle competitions was baby food. Now when I was riding, I would only stop for fuel or if I needed to go to the bathroom, and I would keep these in a bag on my fuel tank, and I could just, if I got hungry, I could have a trail mix, or I could just pop one of these and down it while I was riding. And you know, they're easy to compact, and some of these are really tasty. These are banana mango. I got these at Walgreens, and they were buy one get 50% off. All right, what else do we have? You know, we have M&Ms. I did a video on making my own breakfast cereals. You know, whole milk powder. All I had to do is add water. And depending on the type of packaging you are doing, you can cook or prepare your meal right in your packaging. And a lot of this stuff, as you break it down for individual meals, is going to go a long way. Minute rice, it just requires hot water. Stovetop stuffing just requires hot water. You add hot water and you let it sit for 5 minutes. Other things that are easy to take along are canned meats, potted meat. It's good for a snack with the crackers. Again, the smoked oysters. This is one product by Kikkoman. They make several miso soups. These require 2/3 of a cup of hot water, and they're really good. And again, this is enough here in this package to go in to help make 3 meals. We could combine ingredients. You know, we have our Spam singles, best thing to happen for backpackers. You could take these and add this to instant mashed potatoes, which are also add hot water, let it sit. With your rice, if you want to brown them up in a pan, you can do that. And this product here, which I like, is a Japanese curry. This is an MRE. It's got carrots, potatoes. It comes in I think Japanese curry is the best. It comes in a sauce, so you can just add meat, you know, shrimp like this, and then serve it over rice, and you have a pretty hearty meal. For beverages, I always like to include when I go camping and in a SHTF situation, electrolytes and things are going to be very important, especially if you're backpacking. And so you could buy these individual packets. Here are 10 packets. And also have this these little single drink mixes. This is an energy drink. I got this at Walgreens. Noodles like this. Okay, this is not like a, this is more of like a stir-fried noodle, like a chow mein. It's got a tomato base to it, and you could add other components like our mushrooms, use your tuna creations. Like with this curry, I would combine the white chicken, so I have my protein, my curry, and rice. And again, these are also MREs. If you don't want to cook them in an emergency situation, you don't have the resource, then you know, you can eat them right out of the pouch if you wanted. So all these little things, I haven't tried this yet, but I'm thinking of combining that with the rice and this Thai green chili curry, because this is more of a vegan kind of a thing. Here are Hungry Jack hash browns. I love these things. This little container here is enough for 2 hungry men. Once you pour hot water in it, you reconstitute it, and then if you want, you can just eat it raw. But this thing here, I'll just take it and divide it in half. And when I want to use the product, I'll just pour hot water in the bag, reconstitute it, and I could cook it in a mess kit, a fry pan, or whatever you have. Ova Easy. This is a package I resealed. I used what I needed, or took out what I needed. And, you know, this is for 1 egg. You just need 2 tablespoons of egg crystals and 3 tablespoons of water. You could pre-measure this. Again, you can measure it in your bag, and you can have scrambled eggs, or you can pour the egg into your ramen and kind of have like an egg drop soup. So that's kind of a basic look at what we have. Also have trail mixes, which are good to eat on the go. Got these at the Dollar General. M&M's, always good. Melt in your mouth, not in your hand. And I did a review on these MRE kind of meals. Hereford, they make corned beef in a can, but they also make taco meat, ground beef, brisket, and I love meatballs and sauce with rice. That's always a good meal option for you. So let me go ahead and talk about packaging, and then I'll assemble a couple of meals to give you an idea what you can do. One thing I find that's essential to our home, and you don't have to get one, but something that saves us money in the long term, especially with meat, we can buy bulk meat, bulk products, and repackage them, is a vacuum sealer. This one here has an accessory to vacuum containers, but we reseal potato chips, bags of cookies, things that are in these Mylar type bags like Fritos, and that keeps them fresher longer. Cereals, you can even do the plastic bags that come with crackers. So if you can afford one, I recommend just getting a good high quality, save up and get something like a Food Saver or equal quality, and in the long run it's going to save you money, especially if you're buying meats. And with prices the way they are now, you know, do everything you can to keep the most money you can in your pocket. We don't use Ziploc bags anymore. I do use them for marinating, preparing food, usually 2 gallon down to the 1 gallon size. If you're going to use Ziploc bags, get freezer bags. They are PBA free, and you can prep meals in them safely and boil water, put boiled water in them, things like that. So regular food storage bags, just it's hard to get them airtight. And you know, if you're going to try to save money, you don't want to waste money by having your product go bad. If you're just going out prepping a meal and you're going out in a day or two, then they can be fine. But I would recommend, if you're going to package meals and things, just spend a little extra money and make sure you get freezer storage bags. Now, if you have a food saver, you can make your own bags. You know, you can cut them down to whatever length you want, seal them. I could even cut them smaller for smaller components or spices and things like that, and make smaller packages. I'll kind of demo that right now. So let's just make a smaller bag here. And we'll use, let's do this here. So we're just gonna need to seal all these other sides. Okay, and you can just trim off this excess, and you can see here where I made a bigger bag. Can get my finger in there. Into a smaller bag, so I can put spices, or, you know, if you're gonna do trail mix, you can make smaller bags out of these. Next up, after freezer bags and vacuum bags, are Mylar bags. Now we buy the big, larger Mylar bags. They are hard to vacuum seal. There's kind of a way you can do it, but we use these. We buy rice and pasta, flour, sugar, and things in bulk, and we'll put them in these and heat seal them with oxygen absorbers. If you're gonna, these I got on eBay. I buy them in packages of 100. If you do open a package, you want to reseal it, because when it's exposed to oxygen, it'll heat up. And you can actually use these as pocket hand warmers. You could also make your own with steel wool. Anyway, we don't vacuum seal these. We'll put oxygen absorbers in, depending on the size of your bag. If you have a gallon or more, I put up to a gallon. I'll just put one of these. I think they're 500 milligrams into one package. And if it's a gallon bag or larger, we'll use 2 or more. If you're sealing your foods for long-term storage, like I'll buy a 5-pound bag of rice, then I will bag those in 1-pound bags, so I don't have to open a 5-pound bag and worry about it going bad if I'm just going to make a meal or two, or that'll last a week or whatever, however you're going to consume it. So Mylar bags are good. These are just standard bags, a little bit thicker than a potato chip bag, and those are good if you're going to go on a trip. If you're going to do long-term storage more than a month, you're going to want to put an oxygen absorber in, and these will heat seal in your vacuum sealer. So if you're going to heat seal, that's a good reason to get a good one. You want something that's going to have enough power to seal these foil bags. How you package them is going to be determined by what your use is. If you're going to do long-term storage, you need to think a little bit further ahead. If you're just going to create a meal and you're going to consume it within a week or two, then you have a lot more latitude on how you pack your things. So we got our Mylar bags, our vacuum bags. We talked about freezer bags, and these vacuum seal bags, okay, are heavier duty. They're PBA free, so you can also cook in these bags. You can put hot water in them and not have any worries. This is a company, Wallaby, and they have these thicker Mylar bags. Okay, they're airtight, moisture proof, protect from UV, and these come in a package. They provide you with oxygen absorbers, and I bought this size because these already have the ready-made pouches. Okay, so I can seal them up in my vacuum sealer. Like, this would be good for snacks, spices. This is good for accessories, and These larger bags are good to hold all of the contents if you want to have a your own MRE packaging going on here. So you can use your freezer bags as you repackage your food, and then this is your MRE bag. Okay, that's all I have on packaging. And I'm going to show you, I'm going to make some custom made meals. And if you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Or if you have a better way of doing that, this is just the way I do things. So maybe I know something you don't, and you know something I don't. All right, let's make a meal. Okay, for our first meal, this is one that I've made for decades, ever since ramen came out. When I was younger, I was doing backpacking. I'm not doing a lot of backpacking these days, now that I'm a senior citizen. So anyway, we have the ramen, and we're going to utilize this beef packet. Now, you can replace it with other types of bouillon. You can get Vietnamese soup mix if you want to go with an Asian flavor profile. Anyway, we just have our basic ramen. If I'm sure you've made ramen before, it's fairly easy to prepare. So I'm going to take my shiitake mushrooms, and I'm just going to kind of break them up a little bit. Now, when these reconstitute, I take the stems off though, because they're harder to reconstitute out in the field. You know, they're going to double their size in volume. And also break off the stems so they don't poke a hole when I vacuum seal it. Now I'm going to vacuum seal this, which is going to make it, I would say like 6 months or up to a year. Preserve it for you. So if you're home prepping, this is something you can do too. And then when the need arises, you're not having to do a lot of prep work. Okay, and I like shiitake mushrooms because they have almost a meaty-like texture once they are fully hydrated. All right, for vegetables, I'm going to take about 1/8 of a cup of these freeze-dried mixed vegetables. And for a little extra kick, now you can add soy sauce to it if you want. We're just going to spice it up a little bit. You don't need much. Cracked red pepper. When you're filling your vacuum bags, especially with liquidy kind of things, you want to fold this open here, and that helps keep your bag open. And we'll put our packet. Get one of our oxygen absorbers. Sometimes you need to lick your fingers. Now you can also buy dried shrimp and add it in here. When I go to prep this, I take the noodles out because they only take 3 minutes. I go ahead and I'll add an extra anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 cup of water to reconstitute the vegetables first. I'll cook those for 3 minutes in boiling water. Then I'll add the noodles. So your total cook time's about 6 minutes. All right, we're going to seal it up. Okay, here we go. Here's our backpack meal or camp meal. Write your instructions. Ramen just normally takes 2 cups of water, and then we're going to add additional 1/4 cup. So I would write 2.5 cups of water. Cook veggies first, 3 minutes, then add your noodles, and that's a meal. Okay, next up are M&Ms. We're just going to do a little snack. These canning funnels are great for vacuum sealing. This one doesn't fit on this bag, so we're just going to use our paper plate. And I got two scoops, 1/4 cup. And these are going to be eaten within a week or so. Okay, so we have our package of M&Ms. Okay, it's sealed across the top. You want to check the seal. And to ensure it, you can also double seal it, but I'm pretty confident with that. Okay, to add to this meal, we're gonna throw one of these candies. This is orange flavored fruit chews. Next up is our granola. So a serving size is 1/2 cup. So we're gonna take 2/4 cups for a 1/2 cup. We're gonna add our dried fruit. To make 1 cup of milk, you use 1 cup of water and 1/4 to 1/3 cup of milk, depending on your concentration. So I'm gonna use just slightly over 1/8 of a cup. So we're back at the vacuum sealer. Let's just go ahead and seal this dude. And again, I'm going to consume this within a week, so I'm not going to bother with an oxygen absorber. Okay, here's our breakfast. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add just a napkin, because we just have a bunch of these. Okay, for additional snack, we're going to throw in a Cliff Bar. And then we're going to do 1 electrolyte drink. And for breakfast, juice, whatever, we're going to do a tropical punch. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble our camp meal here. And you can throw kind of whatever else you want in there. And let's go ahead and seal this up. Why not just, we got these oxygen absorbers. Let's just go ahead and throw that in. Okay, time to seal this up. Let's go ahead and put it in on the seal function. Now, some of these bags are different. This has the tear strip on the bottom, so your seal's not going to interfere with how that works. This one here, it's sealed below. This is the first time using these Wallaby bags. Let's see if we can actually seal above that with this food saver. Okay, here we were able to seal, and I would double seal this. Gotta wait for this to cool down, so we're all learning something here. Okay, so I learned that I could double seal this thing higher up, and that way I can utilize this tear strip. No big deal. Once I open it, this is for a day, then I'll just have to cut this particular bag open. Okay, found our magic marker. Our kitchen's a mess due to the remodel. Anyway, this is ramen granola. I'm familiar with these meals, so I know how much water to add. But you want to write any cooking instructions, or you can print them out, stick them inside, and have them there in case somebody else has to cook one of your meals. So for our next meal is going to be more of like a military MRE, minimal preparation, maybe some, water, things like this. Now this planter's bag was filled with air for shipment protection. So I just cut the top off. I'm going to put an oxygen absorber in it. And I squeezed the air out. And I'm just going to reseal this. The seal mode on your vacuum sealer, you can use it on plastic for cookies, cookie wrappers, and things like that. And we're also saving a Mylar bag by doing that. First up in our MRE, we have our trail mix. I'm going to include a mango and banana baby food. We're going to have the Kikkoman miso soup. I'm going to combine this white chicken with this Thai green curry, which has plant-based chicken and rice. So we have our rice and we have extra protein there. Okay, we're going to add another Cliff Bar This time we have strawberry candy. For lunch, we're going to do beef ragu. We have our energy drink and an electrolyte drink. Okay, we're going to do some coffee, which is one thing I forgot in the other meal. Now this Tim Hortons is 1 teaspoon per cup of coffee. I like my coffee kind of heavy, so we're just going to put a whole tablespoon in it. Okay, our coffee's sealed up because they put these in MREs. We're going to take a Pop-Tart, and this is s'mores. And for another snack, we're going to do crackers, and this time we're going to add our potted meat. All right, let's put this together. Put the heavy item in the bottom. Okay, that's all sealed up. We know this one is our Thai curry meal. Okay, for this next meal, one of my favorites, we're going to do curry chicken with rice. So we have a cup of minute rice. Minute rice is 1-to-1 with water, and I can prepare it in this bag. I'll just pour my boiling water, 1 cup of boiling water in the bag of rice. And then if I have a larger pot, I can go ahead and heat these up in the pot with the rice. But I'm not, when I go to eat this meal, I'm just going to prepare it in a pan. But I will prepare my rice in this bag. Okay, so there we have a supper meal for lunch. I'm going to do a red bean pozole with Spam. We have our Pop-Tart in the morning with our coffee. We're having our miso soup with our evening meal. Okay, this time we're going to include some smoked oysters to go with my crackers. We have this time raspberry flavored candy, and we used up that 3-pack. Strawberry, pear, and banana baby food. Then we have our energy drink and our electrolyte drink. Okay, folks, there you have it. We have 3 full days of meals. With the exception of using the Moana products, those were kind of pricey. We probably saved money. I'm estimating approximately these were about $10 to $11 per meal by making them ourselves. Stay tuned. I'm going camping in a week or so, and when the weather gets better, we had thunderstorms last night. I'll do a video on how I prepare the ramen meal, and how I eat some of these other components. Okay, save money. Don't rely on somebody to provide for you. You can make all this stuff yourself. You're only limited by your imagination. If you have any comments or questions, leave them down below. I appreciate you watching, and thanks for stopping by.